Israel is continuing to bomb Gaza today after a truce between Hamas and Israel ended on Friday. Overnight, 3 mosques were hit by airstrikes, including the Al-Qassam Mosque, which was hit during morning prayers. Witnesses say the mosque was totally destroyed. 3 bodies have already been pulled from the rubble. 2 other mosques were also bombed in central Gaza. For more on the situation, we go to Telesur's Noor Harazin in Gaza.
Since early Saturday morning in Gaza, the Israeli warplanes launched several attacks on the Gaza Strip. There was also tanks shelling in eastern Rafah and in eastern Khan Yunis. At least 5 Palestinians were killed. 2 of them were killed when the Israeli warplanes targeted a motorcycle. The other 3 were killed when the Israeli warplanes targeted a mosque in Nusayrat camp in middle Gaza Strip. The situation right now in the Gaza Strip is calm. People are out in the street despite the fact that there is no truce, there is no ceasefire, but they are trying to maintain supplying their homes with food and bread and water as much as they can. About the talks in Egypt, it's still unclear about what's happening in Egypt. The people on the ground and Palestinian people are waiting for a statement from the Palestinian delegation in Cairo.
4 people are dead and dozens injured after supporters of activist cleric ul-Qadri clashed with police in Pakistan today. Qadri has accused the Pakistani government of widespread corruption and called for the Prime Minister's resignation. Around 500 Qadri supporters have been arrested in Lahore. A larger protest is planned for Sunday to commemorate the deaths of 14 Qadri supporters in June.
Afghan presidential hopeful Abdullah has told AFP Afghanistan is entering a new phase after he and rival presidential candidate Ashraf Ghani agreed to form a unity government yesterday.
I'm not saying that we are at the end of the road. We are at the beginning of a new phase. And the success of the audit is important. And the success of the political framework will depend on the sincerity of both sides, which hopefully it's that.
In Iraq, the Islamic State is repairing the country's largest hydroelectric dam, bringing in engineers to rehabilitate the site. Mosul Dam provides electricity to the nearby city of Mosul, which is also in Islamic State hands. With the dam captured, the militants are now within a half-hour drive from the Kurdish capital Erbil. Kurds in the city are reportedly stocking up on weapons amid fears the Islamic State could soon reach Erbil, despite U.S. air support.
On Friday, August 8th, 2 simultaneous marches were held in La Paz in solidarity with Palestine. One was organized by students and professors of the local higher University of San Andres. The other was led by the Bolivian Workers' Central Union, together with a number of Bolivian social movements. It wound through the center of La Paz and ended at the United States Embassy, where participants staged a rally.
Every tear, every drop of blood of the Palestinian people is the pain of the Bolivian people. Because of this, our march has arrived here at the door of the U.S. Embassy, because North American imperialism is also behind this conflict.
Palestinians living in Bolivia participated in the Workers' March.
We thank the social organizations and the people in general for this support and for this true consciousness that supports the Palestinian people, and the consciousness in general of Latin America, where the majority of presidents have kicked out and severed diplomatic relations with Israel.
On Wednesday, July 30th, Bolivian President Evo Morales declared Israel a terrorist state and announced new visa requirements for Israeli citizens. At the time of the march on Friday, a 3-day truce between Israel and Hamas had recently ended. Reporting from La Paz, Bolivia, this is David Dory with Telesur.
Today marks the International Day of Indigenous Peoples. It was also 135 years ago that Mexico's beloved revolutionary figure, Emiliano Zapata, was born. Under the slogan, Land and Liberty, the general fought for farm worker and indigenous rights. However, his family today says the gains of his struggle and legacy only exist in official discourse, not in reality.
If the general was here, alive at this moment, I believe it would be of great sadness for him to see that the agricultural sector continues to be totally abandoned.
Experts say 20 years of neoliberal policies have provoked this abandonment, policies that seek to expropriate land and territory from indigenous peoples.
They came for natural resources and not the land. They were interested in expropriating indigenous peoples of their resources because they didn't come to produce on those lands.
Although expropriations cause indigenous peoples to migrate to urban centers, some say this will not erase their cultural identity. For Pedro Gomez, indigenous Mije, using technology can help preserve one's roots in the city.
We have this multilingual radio production project where we seek to appropriate technology and communication that can serve as a way to contribute and reinforce our indigenous life.
While political and economic policies in Mexico are forcing First Peoples off their lands, indigenous-run and led projects like these assure that the country's plurality of ethnic groups will not disappear. Clayton Khan, Telesur, Mexico City.
Facts that have marked the course of history. Productions designed in the English language and made for the English-speaking world. This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. Telesur, wherever the news, you'll be there.